My ex was cheating on me and we broke up over 2 years ago. I moved on, but he contacted me and recently asking me how I am. Why? Generally, there are 2 reasons. 1, they're actually concerned about your well-being, especially if you had a long relationship. If it ended in not the best light, they feel bad. They want to check in on you. They want to make sure things are resolved between you two. And they're just coming from a place of compassion. That does happen. Maybe not as common, but it does happen. I've had that experience myself. And vice versa. I've given that experience to somebody else, especially when you know they're really hurting. Otherwise, it is sometimes because they want to explore a connection there, or they feel lonely and want some attention and validation because they're not getting some kind of needs met with their new relationship. But either way, if they're not reaching out to reconcile or just genuinely check on you and then move ahead, but they're talking to you to explore that while they're still with their partner and they're talking to you on the side, I generally don't think that's a great way to engage. Because if they are talking to you in a way that is emotionally cheating or trying to explore some romance again while they're with somebody, obviously I think that's an ethical gray area. I'm not going to judge anybody for it, but I wouldn't pursue somebody who's willing to do that because odds are they're willing to do that to you. Additionally, if they are pursuing you, they're an ex for a reason. And unless the circumstances have drastically changed, where they have really gone and done some personal work on themselves, where they fully apologized and understood the gravity of what they did and how they made you feel, you are seeing them fundamentally work on themselves and become a different person, then maybe you can give that a shot at some point. But generally, like if it's been pretty close, like within months, and somebody reaches back out to you and they're trying to get back with you, you guys broke up for a reason, because somebody cheated, or because you fought a lot, or because they treated you poorly. Those things aren't likely to have changed in that short amount of time. So the fundamental issue with the relationship hasn't changed. So either way, I can't tell you why they reached out. You could ask them like, hey, how you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Can I ask you why you're reaching out right now? Maybe in a nicer way, and see what they say. But if it's not just to like share some feelings and check in, which even then it might not be healthy to engage at that point, because if you're not ready, if you haven't processed it and moved on fully, then that just may open more wounds in yourself and might make it harder to move on. I think people can only re-engage with each other and maybe end up as friends from being exes when they've both fully processed what happened and they're both over each other's feelings. But if they're trying to get with you while they're with somebody else, or they're just like, I'm sorry, I made a mistake, but like nothing has been addressed or nothing has been changed from why you guys were broken up in the first place, then probably I wouldn't engage in that at this point.